Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another day of the video diary. How's it going today? Today it's the afternoon/evening. I'm waiting for Laura to get back so we can cook dinner, which we have stew and Yorkshire puddings. Yummy. In fact, should I put some water on the boil for some potatoes? Are we having potatoes? I don't know if we're actually having potatoes or not. No, we're not, because we don't even have any potatoes. We have 0 potatoes. Christ knows then what we're going to have. Jesus. Anyway, what's been going on today, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have, we got up normally, on time, and then headed on into work. Played a bit of the old racing game. Sometimes when the person who sits with me, my mate, when we both get in early, we sometimes have a quick game of Outrun 2 before the day starts, and I beat him again, 3-0, absolute champion at that game, undefeated. And today I was working on sorting out problems to do with shut up TV. It's remarkable how long this TV sometimes takes to like you turn it on and you have to wait about like 30 seconds before it'll even listen to the remote again. It's like, well, I'm turning on still. Like, Christ, man. Processors, I'm surprised they even still make processors this shit. Either way, especially ones capable of like dishing out HD. Anyway, words. So yeah, otherwise today I was sorting out some issues. At some point yesterday I introduced a break-in change. So I ended up having to like go back in GitHub, like rebranch off and slowly drop things in to make sure that I could figure out what the breaking change was. It wasn't like every time I hit any web page it would be a 404 error. I'm like, how do I, like, why? There's a dependency issue. And then I had another issue where I was trying to access a WSDL for my web endpoint, and the WSDL was, I had to like turn logging onto all, and then discovered that there was like a really weird thing to do with it going to a completely different namespace. So I had to fix that. That was fun. But otherwise, lunchtime was spent dealing with my configuration reading issues that I had yesterday. I have decided that I am going to kind of encapsulate the config settings with a type, like an object, rather than reading it in each time at each level. So the core is going to be responsible for doing that. And I'm going to do it just by parsing the file, basically. There's not much else I can do about it. So I'm working on that a little bit. What else? Otherwise, came back, sorted out my daily vlog. I am now doing a little bit of longboard maintenance. I'm changing the tape that was protecting the thing is, mainly because it was getting like frayed and it looked like it was going to come off. Also, like it's done absolutely brilliantly. Like, these bearings are lasting so much longer than my other ones have. And something else that I did as well. Oh, some of these screws have come a little bit loose, and it rattles a little bit when in motion. Do you know when you go over like the bumps they have on the edge of the roads for like blind people? Turns out Nottingham has a lot of those, and I had to keep dodging them because it kept like rattling my board, and then some of the bolts were coming a bit loose, so I'm going to give them a bit of a tighten. Also, one of the trucks is getting a bit squeaky, so I'm going to put some candle wax in it to make sure it's nice and lubed, basically, so it doesn't squeak. And I'm going to put hat films on, because I never get time to watch YouTube videos these days. I'm going to put hat films on, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to have dinner, and then I'm going to consider doing work later. Slash, if this is ready, I could go to like accompany Laura on her run, potentially. Now it's time to try out my new shiny wheels. Look how shiny it looks, and it also doesn't squeak anymore. Wait. I'm not very good at setting pace when I'm like trying to catch Pokemon, am I? Jeez, she's off. So it really feels like it's been a long time since I've been out on the longboard, and especially since I've played this game. So she's slowing down now. She's doing sets. So like she's really fast for like 5 minutes and then she slows down. Make it worse as well. There seems to be a lot of Pokemon out at this precise moment in time, man. Oh, what are they doing here? Isn't it exciting? No, it's not, Joe. That guy there, you just started recording there without making a beep. Really creepy. You cycled past it like 3 or 4 times. So I just stayed close to him on the longboard. Left Laura behind me a little bit. Just to make him know that I ain't scared of you, bruh. Oh no, she's making a break. She's making a break for it. Don't do it, Graham. You stay there. Stay in the little pocket.
You look so cute. Yes. Oh, Graham.
If she wheezes herself in there.
She's not gonna wee herself in there. And now we're having some passion fruit and some rocky. Where's the rocky road, Bubba?
Behind you.
It's behind me. Yummy. Also, I don't know if you heard that, but Laura just kicked Graham across the room again. Every fucking time. If you've never had one of these, it kind of tastes a bit like passion fruit yogurt. Obviously without the yogurt though. Wait, going back to that cyclist. We saw that cyclist like several times because we essentially ran down the path, looped and came back. And Laura said that he cycled past like 4 times. I didn't notice. I was on my phone for the most part. She pointed it out like at the bottom, and then I saw him again. I'm like, what is this? Like he's just going up and down the path really slowly, like really, really slow. Just keeps like going up and then seems to turn around and then go past and then whatever. Or like go off the path, wait for us to go past and then come behind us again. It's quite creepy. But anyway, there was a bit where like Laura just finished, like she was doing sets, and then after the sets she had to do like a 2 minutes walk in, and then like a 5-minute cool down. So we were during like the 2-minute walk in, like I was obviously walking with her, and I became aware of a cyclist behind us that was going really slowly, like because his fucking light was flashing. I'm like it was irritating me because I kept thinking I'm longboarding next to Laura. I kept thinking someone's going to overtake, so I like to look behind me to make sure I'm out of the way or whatever. So anyway, he goes around, and then like he like slowly overtakes, and then Laura's like, "That's that creepy guy again," and I'm like, "The fuck, man!" So I follow him like longboard. I'm literally longboarding. So you know how like my shadow is like permanently in his view. I want him to know that I'm right behind him, and I longboard and I follow him down the path. And then I have an idea, and I like longboard past him, and then turn left, go off of the path, and like stop and wait. And I wanted to like watch him go past and see what he did, like see if he stopped and turned around or something stupid like that. And he didn't. But it was so weird. And like now thinking about it, like if I wasn't playing Pokemon Go, I would have probably noticed earlier, and I'd have been like, "Yo, mate, can I fucking help you?" Like, god damn it. But it was ever so strange. Anyway, otherwise came back, had a shower, got changed, put pyjamas on. Laura and I watched some Orange is the New Black, which we are nearly at the end of. I think we've got 2 more episodes. It's getting pretty good. I mean, like the whole series has been a bit dead until the very end, and now there's like a load of like ludicrous stuff going on. But we'll see. I think this season's it's a much better than Series 3. Series 3 was absolute garbage. I don't think it's a Series 1 or a Series 2 beta, if you know what I mean. So far at least. And then otherwise, Laura went to bed and I've been sat on my laptop working. I've been building the framework around so that I can do my configuration reader. Because I'm like building it so that it exists, but then it also relies on like the core. I'm leaving inside the core, I'm leaving like wrappers around stuff, so like I've got a file system helper and that'll live in the core, because I realised when I first separated it all out, I thought like I'd have this thing that does source files, that's it, like this accesses things from the source directory and then just passes them on, and then I kind of realised, like the others, all they'd have to do is like invoke stuff, like call methods and shit. They wouldn't need to do anything like that. And then I realised that actually in a couple of places I'd have to read log files, or I'd have to do that and that, and I ended up duplicating code around the place. So what I'm doing is I'm having like a core which essentially wraps around some stuff so I can test it. But I have a core that goes through and does all the like the gritty stuff. So at the moment I have like a core config thing which says get me the app set. At the moment what I'm doing as well is I'm just saying like get me the app settings, and the app settings inside that there's like the source settings, and then there'll be the compilation settings. I want to be able to do it so that I don't have to do that, so I could say get me the source settings, but I'm trying to figure out a nice way of doing it with generics. I haven't figured it out yet, so I'm just going to forge ahead. So what am I doing? I'm like programming thingy, yeah, okay. So I say get me the app settings. That'll then go off to a file system wrapper, which does things like checks to see if the file exists,
reads from the file, pushes it back, and then that thing is actually using the file system. No, that was a file system helper. And there's a file system wrapper, which literally wraps around file.does exist, which means that I can wrap it, like, just cut off the thing there. There's no way that that can happen accidentally. Because previously, up until this point, I've always used something called Microsoft Fakes. And I'm thinking about using it for things, but not putting them in unit tests, put them in like some kind of component test. So I can do a component test that tests everything all the way through, but I fake some stuff. And those things will live external to the unit test. I haven't decided about that yet. I'm thinking about it so that I can test those kind of things, but then also not run them every time, because running Microsoft Fakes becomes a problem. But the consideration, not one to think about at this precise moment in time. But yeah, so the wrapper file literally just goes like wrap, because I can't stub file basically, and I don't want to run file things, and I want to make the interactions with system.io. Whatever, yeah, system.io. I want to make the interactions with that as small as possible, so that I literally wrap each method individually, and that I can stub it out if I need to at a later date without having to put a file on the system to delete it, which is good practice. Which is what I'm doing is good practice, not what I just said is about good practice. Words. The way that does that, it then passes it all the way back to the core config, and then that then wraps around something else, which is static, which is the JSON deserializer, which can then generate our objects, which will be a like JSON serialization wrapper, because it won't be a helper. That'll be like a generic functions and all that kind of malarkey. So that's how I'm building it, that's how I've decided about building it. The one thing I kind of want, because at the moment, like, I've just got the core get me the app settings. I kind of, previously I had, but it was different because it was all XML. I had like get section, and I could pull out a section and it will cast it to, but it wasn't, was it? It was just a dictionary. I never tried to give it a strongly typed thing previously. I never put it in an object to DTO. I never put it in like a DTO to pass around. I just saved it as a string, because most of the things in there are strings. But I'm trying my best, you know, I'm trying my best. But yeah, anyway, it's late, it's like 1:20, so I'm going to head off to bed. Tomorrow, it's Friday, we may be doing some stuff in the evening, because we've got a very busy weekend. So hopefully tomorrow is a busy day. Hopefully, tomorrow at work I'm going to be writing integration tests for my web service, looking through other people's. Other people basically haven't written any integration tests. The thing that I've got to like pump it in with seems quite like complicated, slash it does look like it does what it's supposed to do, but we'll see. It's on my to-do list to look into. And then probably an early night tomorrow, and I might wake up early, do it that way round, because we are up late, out late as well on Saturday, and then we're busy on Sunday as well. We're busy all over the place. Also get my hair cut Saturday. Thank fucking Christ, because it's way too long. That's about all, ladies and gentlemen. Gotta go to bed. It annoys me that I don't really get to work on Atlas anymore, because I just have to leave everything on my laptop because I spend lunchtime working on it. And because I know that the time I spend on my laptop is less productive than on Atlas, 9 times out of 10. But it's a pain, like, getting it to a point where I can share it across. Well, it's not really a pain, but it is a pain. It's just a little bit more awkward. Like, I can't just, it's not like Google Drive where I can just fucking open it up on another computer and it doesn't matter. Like, I've got to go through the steps of transferring it, get it onto the server, the build's got to be green, and then I can take it down and stuff. But either way, bedtime. I'll catch you later.